My dad, I called him and I was like, Dad, look, I'm sorry. You know, I got thrown out of school. I hit somebody in the head with a chair. And my dad was like, well, you didn't get thrown out of school yet. And I'm like, well, I did. He's like, I'm going to come down there. I'm going to negotiate. And I was like, you don't have to, Dad. Like, I'm expelled. I was in the wrong. He goes, nah, there's no evidence. And I swear to God. So we comes down to the principal's office. I'll never forget this. He was wearing like a New York Yankees batting practice jacket, sweatpants. He had a cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. He was wearing his huge chain. He has like the like one of those like Jesus, Jesus's actual height and weight in gold chain. So he walks into the principal's office. And like, you know, keep in mind, I mean, it's, you know, you have to have a meeting with the principal. There's a secretary. There's a whole system. My dad just ignores all that. He goes, which room is it? And I was like, oh, it's that room. So the secretary's like, oh, sir, can I help you? He just ignores, walks in. The principal, I'm seeing this like from behind my dad. The principal was on the phone. And my dad goes, hey, can I talk to you? And doesn't introduce himself, nothing. And the principal's like, excuse me? He goes, yeah, I'm Chris's dad. I need to talk to you. And the principal's like, well, I'm on the phone, sir. You'll have to wait outside. And my dad just hangs up the phone.
Oh, wow.
It was like,
power
he
move.
just hangs up the phone. He goes, look at that. Now you're not on the phone. Because when my dad gets into like a mode like that, and to be honest, like I think my dad was more of a crazy nut job in and out of prison guy when I was very young, before I was even born. The dad that I knew, you know, other than this moment, was relatively calm. He was like a diabetic. He's on dialysis. But like when I was a kid, I mean, he was in prison. So, you know, the principal didn't know who he was dealing with. You know, you think you're dealing with like, you know, private school kids, parents, they're very respectable. But my dad's just not that guy. So my dad was like, we got a situation, you know, you can't throw my kid out of school. He's like, I can't let it happen. And the principal's like, well, he hit somebody in the head with a chair, so you have to, you know, unfortunately he's expelled. My dad's like, there's got to be another way. And the principal's like, sir, there's really no other way. Truly, there's no other way. And my dad's like, let's think of another way. He's like, I came all the way here from Staten Island. Let's think of another way. And then the principal just, again, is getting frustrated himself now, as I would. I understand. And he goes, the principal says to my father, he goes, sir, are you stupid or something? I told you he's expelled.
Oh, boy.
And my dad goes, he looks at me, he goes, Chrissy, did he just call me stupid? Anytime he called me by my girl name, I knew it was getting real. When he called me Chrissy, it was like, okay. So he told me to lock the door. I swear to God, he goes, Chrissy, do me a favor.
That's fantastic.
I swear to God, he goes, lock the door. And I was like, do you want me to stay in or go out? He goes, you're going to stay in.
Oh, no.
And I was like, this is all happening right in front of me. And he says to the principal, he goes, okay. He goes, the thing is, you call me stupid, you disrespected me in front of my family, that's a no-no. That's what he said. He goes, that's a no-no. He goes, so here's what we're going to do. He goes, you have two options now. And I swear it was the calmest my father was the whole moment is when there was impending violence. He goes, here's what we're going to do. He goes, I'm going to give you two options. The first option kind of sucks for you, but I'm going to lay it out. He goes, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to break both your kneecaps. And I was like, that's crazy. And then he goes, you're going to think I saw that line in a movie? He goes, I'm the kind of guy that they write these movies about. He said, I have no, and he was he had a reason. He said, I'd rather go to jail for the rest of my life than you throw him out and me have to listen to his mother's mouth for the rest of my life. So he said,
You've been doing me a favor.
That's the thing. He said to the principal, he said, either way I'm in prison. One's emotional, one's physical. He goes, I'd rather be in physical prison with my friends than have to listen to his mother forever, that it's my fault, that another mistake I made. He goes, so I have no problem beating you up right now. He goes, the second option, just put my son back in school. He goes, and that's the option I hope you would take. And then he's like, I'll give you a minute. And then he just looked at him. And then I swear, like, it was so tense. Like, the principal was white as a ghost. Because now he's like, you can be tough all you want, but now you're locked in a room with a psychopath. So
Hold
it's
on.
like...
Wait a second. I was tuned out for a second. Are we still talking about Koppelman's dad here? Or is this another fella? Another fella altogether? With a slightly different approach to parenting?
Yeah. So the principal made his choice and put me back into school.
Wow.
I had detention before school and after school every day from September 14th through the end of the school year in June. And I got thrown off the basketball team, and, you know, to my fault. And to be honest with you, I swear by the end of that year in June, my dad and this principal were like on handshaking, like friendly terms.
Sure.
Like he respected my father.
I want to know...
If his hand's on your hand.
I want to know...
And then the kid never pressed charges. The kid was going to press charges. Him and his family were going to press charges. That all went away too. And we're fine.